Okay, I'm trying something here, so bear with me. My name's Megan, and I've just graduated from university. I say just, it's been July, August, September, October. It's been about 4 months, but it doesn't really seem like that. I've moved back home, and it's been really difficult, so I thought I would talk about that because it's something I've been talking about on my stories and on Instagram for the last since I graduated, but more vocally in the last couple of days. And I don't know, a lot of people have been messaging me and said it's helped them, so that's really, really good to hear because it makes you feel not so alone and in your own head. So I don't really plan, but I have written some headings just to sort of get me through so this video doesn't turn into something really long. And this is just sort of me testing the waters with something like this and seeing if it works. So, yeah, so I'm calling this video Uni Blues. Sounds like a band or something, but yeah. So, and I'm going to try and keep it to under 5 minutes, so please bear with me. I studied at Falmouth, which is in Cornwall, which is in the middle of nowhere, really. And I've been there, I was there for 4 years because I did my foundation there as well. The first point I've got here is the bubble of uni life. This is one that really applied to me because, 4 years is a long time, a long part of, I don't know, growing up, which is something I don't really visualise until I talk about it to somebody. But for me, I love Cornwall, but Falmouth was very much a bubble. So, you know, you have breaks and stuff from uni whenever I come home for Christmas, holidays, stuff like that. It would be a break from it, which would be healthy because then I'd be like, oh, I want to come back, can't wait to come back, I'm so excited. But having been away from it for this period of time, it makes me, of course I miss it so much, but at the moment I'm in this battle in my head of like, oh, I miss it so much, do I want to go back? Or is it just that idea of it being a comfort blanket? Because I think it definitely was for me. It's that idea of going back to something you know. When you're at uni, you're with friends a lot of the time, you know, you've got structure, you've got the uni experience, we'll call it, whatever that may be for you. For me, a lot of the time, that was pretty much solidly working, walking, swimming, or being in bed. But I don't know, that it's that constant string of things which kept me going, I think, if that makes sense. So at the moment I have no structure. It's a different kind of structure. So I'm at this place in the moment where I'm not necessarily making work, I'm applying for jobs, because at the moment it's a string of rejections, which when you've been applying for jobs since, for me, I've been applying since January, and I have had interviews, you know, and I have got things in places, but sometimes the fit hasn't been right. And I think that it has, obviously I'm still here, you know, I'm still chugging along doing, but it's, I don't know, I found myself Googling on something like Indeed, Falmouth, just to see what jobs are there, but it's tricky when, obviously there are jobs there, but it's either very seasonal work or, I don't know, more just stuff that isn't quite right. I found with being in Falmouth, obviously being surrounded by a lot of creatives has been amazing, but people have that as sort of their side. They have their job, so say you're working as a, I don't know, barista, baker, and then your art is on the side, which was really lovely because I mean I made and connected with a lot of locals as well as uni students, so I've also got that down there. I've got a network of people who aren't just students because, again, the struggle with being, wanting to go back is that at the moment I've got friends down there who are still studying, but, you know, 2-3 years down the line, they won't necessarily be there. But I think for me, it's been great to build up a network of people who are a little bit older, who are a bit more established, who are a bit more grounded in the fact they've been there a long period of time. But obviously I've left that bubble now, so this video is supposed to be 5 minutes and I'm almost coming up to that and I'm on point 1. So we will see if I can actually upload this. Point 2 is graduation. graduation was a whirlwind for me because I was literally in Falmouth for 36 hours because, again, parents taking time off work and stuff. And it was just tricky because obviously, you graduate, you've got to sort of give yourself, woo, wow, I've done it, 4 years. But I didn't really feel any of that because it was so quick and so, whoa, okay, woo, Dawn French, Jewish Beach, chocolate coin, they're done. And then, you come home and it's back to the sort of realisation of, oh, okay. So I sort of felt like for me, graduation was, a band-aid, and then it was ripped off because it was sort of just so quick. And at that point, it was July, so I had moved away. I moved back home at the end of June. So again, it was that sort of, I don't know. Someone described to me that Falmouth is sort of, being able to go back is like having a medicine. So, you're feeling low, you miss the sea. When I can afford it and stuff, going to Falmouth for a couple of days, seeing friends is like the medicine I need. Once I come home, I've been rejuvenated, which is so true because obviously I can't keep away, so I went back in October, and it was just really special. And yeah, it's definitely, she was like to me, my friend who said this to me, I hope it keeps you going till Christmas. And I think that's exactly what this has done, because I plan to go back at Christmas, so we'll see. But yeah, I've got all these points on here, but I am going to break them down probably into another rambly video. But coming home has been really difficult just because it's away from what you know. And I think it's been really important for me to adjust to that, and I'm not very patient with myself, so that's been really difficult. I think it's really important to sort of give yourself a structure with stuff, and when you have that at uni, in a way, university, it's there for you. You go to lectures, you go to the studio, you it's not dictated, because obviously you use it how you want to, but for me it was the facilities and stuff, which I just was, that's one of the things I miss a lot from university. But I don't know, I'm going to stop now, but I'm going to leave it with 3 things, and I probably will talk more about this because I think it's really important. Coming home has just been really challenging because it's the idea of isolation and knowing what to do with yourself when it's just you here. Applying for jobs, that in itself I think is a whole other ball game. And I think for me at the moment it's ways of looking forward. Something which I have been doing the last couple of days, and which I am continuing to do, is write things down. And by things, I mean I recommend writing a list of all the things you've done, the positive things. So things like, for me it's graduating, exhibiting places, but also not just external stuff about yourself. So, things, for me this is very alien, so bear with me. Writing things you like about yourself, ways of moving forward, basically, rather than just sort of being stuck in this level of, I've just graduated and it's all really difficult. And obviously it is difficult because I'm finding it and I'm in that bubble, but moving forward is definitely where I'm trying to get to next. So thanks for listening, and sorry this has been long, and hopefully it saves. So we'll see how that goes.